Hello everyone, welcome back grade 4. Are you ready for lesson 1.5? Okay, let's open your book, page 31. Okay guys, let's start our lesson. Our lesson today is about renaming numbers. Let's know how to rename numbers. Okay, firstly you are going to use in this lesson base 10 blocks. Okay, you can regroup numbers to rename them. We're going to use large cubes and flats to model this number, 1200. Draw a quick picture to record your model. How can we rename number using base 10 blocks? We studied before in the first lesson, we have a large cube represent 1000 or the 1000 periods. And we have a flat represent hundreds. And we also have a long represent tens, right? Okay, let's remember together. We have two figures here. The first figure represent large cube represent 1000 and flat represent 100. Okay, so we are going to use this to rename numbers today. Okay, let's know how to read it or model it. Okay, let's back to our lesson. We have this number 1200. Okay, let's rewrite it here, 1200. Okay, I will ask you, we have in the 1000 period, how many digits? We have only one digit, right? Which is 1. Okay, so we are going to use only one large cube. Okay, after that, we're going to see here we have 2 in 100 place. So we're going to use 2 flats like that. This model shows 1 large cube and 2 flats because we have 1200. Okay, let's model this number in another way. We can read it as 1200, right? Because we have here 12 and to the right of it 2 zeros, right? So we can read it as 1200. We're going to use 12 flats because we have here 1200, right? So 1200, we're going to use 12 flats to model it. So let's count how many flats here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 flats. So we can use 12 flats for 1200s. Okay, it's very easy, guys, right? Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, let's have this question. How is the number of large cubes and flats in the first model related to the number of flats in the second model? Okay, let's read this answer. You need 10 flats to make a large cube, as we studied before in the first lesson of our math lessons. So 1 large cube and 2 flats is the same as 10 flats and 2 flats, or 12 flats. Okay, that's the relation between the first model and the second model. Okay, let's move to the next page. we have here this questions. Firstly, can you model 1200 using only longs? And explain. Of course you can. You can model it with longs. You need 12 flats to model 1200 since there are 10 longs in each flat, so you need 120 longs. Okay, as we studied before in the first lesson, we have longs for tens, right? And we have flats for hundreds, and we have large cube for thousand. Okay, let's move to the next question. You are renamed 1200 as hundreds. How can you rename 1200 as tens? And explain. If I write 1200 here and I want to write it as tens, you can take 120 and let 0 for tens. So it will be 120 tens, like that. And each long is a 10, right? So you need 120 longs to model 1200. The next question, what would the models in step A and step B look like for 5200, and how can you rename 5200 as hundreds? Okay, so firstly, we have in step A, the model would have 5 large cubes and 2 flats to model 5200. In step B, the model would have 52 flats. You can rename 5200 as 52 hundreds. Okay, to get the meaning of all of that, let's have a look to this. We have our number here in our question, 5200, right? Okay, first of all, as we studied before, let's break this number into group of 3. We have 1, 2, 3, and put our comma here. What is the digit in thousand place? So for 5000, how many large cubes we're going to use? 5 large cubes. Okay, let's use it. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. So we have 3000 here. We want 5000. So we have here the fourth one and the fifth one. So now we have 5000. Okay, what about hundreds? The hundreds place is 2. So how many flats we're going to use? 2. 2 flats, because we have 2 in hundreds place. So let's copy this, 2 flats, like that. So that's our number model with base 10 blocks. So that's how can we model a number or rename a number using base 10 blocks. Okay, let's move to our lesson here. Okay, now we're going to use this place value chart to represent this number. We have here 32 hundreds. Okay, let's rewrite the number here, 32 hundreds. So hundreds takes 2 zeros. Every time you see 100, put 2 zeros above it. So our answer is 3200 in standard form. And as we learned before, you can fill the empty places in our place value chart here, 0 in ones place, and the other 0 in tens place, 2 in hundreds, and 3 in 1000 place. Okay guys, let's see how to solve that. Firstly, we have the first question, we have 150. How can we model it or rename it using base 10 blocks? Okay, first of all, we have here 15 tenths, right? You can read it like 15 tenths because we have 15 and 0, right? So we have this longs represent, each one represent 10, right? So we're gonna to use how many longs here? 15, right? Because we have 15 tenths. So we're going to use 15 longs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're going to use 15 longs. We can represent it or model it in another way, right? We have in hundreds place 1. So we can use flat here, right? So we're going to use 1 flat, like that. So that's flat. After that, how many in tens place? 5. So we can use 5 longs, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this another way to represent or model this number. Okay, let's move to the next number. Number 2, we have here 1,400. We can read it in 2 ways, 1,400 or 1400s. So if you read this number 1400s, so you can use 14 flats to model it or rename it. Like here we have how many flats here? Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we can model it with 14 flats. Okay, can we use another way? Yes, we can. We have in thousand place here 1, right? So we can use large cube, like that. Okay, so this is large cube. Write L for it, large cube. And how many in hundred place? 4, right? So how many flats are going to use? 4 flats. So we're going to use 4 flats. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So that's another way to model this number. Okay, let's move to number 3. We have 2,300. First of all, let's write it in standard form to be easy. To be easier, let's write it in standard form. 2,000, let's write 2 in thousand place, 300, and we have here 300. So that's our number. After that, we can read it as 2,300 or we can read it as 2,300s. If you read it 2,300s, you have to model it with 23 flats. But it's very hard to draw 23 flats. So you can, instead of it, you can model it with large cube. Okay, so how many digits or what is the digit in 100 or 1,000 family? What is the digit in thousands here? 2, right? So we're going to use 2 large cubes. 1, 2. And how many, what number or what digit, what is the digit in hundreds here? 3. So we're going to use 3 flats. 1, 2, 3. So that's a way to model this number. Okay, let's move to the next number. We have here 1300s. So if you read it 1300s, so you have to draw 13 flats like we have here. Okay, if you want to rewrite it in standard form to be easy new, okay, to be easier, write it in standard form. We have 1 and 3 and hundreds takes 2 0, right? So it will be like that. So it will be 1300. So let's see what is the digit in the thousand here. We have 1 in 1000, so we're going to use 1 large cube. And how many flats here? How many flats here? It will be 3, right? Excellent, excellent, Muhammad. So we have here 3 flats. In hundreds place, we have 3. So we're going to use 3 flats, like that. So we have 1 large cube and 3 flats. It's very easy, guys, right? It's like a game. If you see tens, so write zeros. And what about hundreds? So we're going to write 2 zeros. What about thousands? Of course, we have 3 zeros. Okay. What about 10,000? We're going to write 4 zeros, right? Okay. If you see tens, put 0. If you see hundreds, put 2 zeros. If you thousands, 3 zeros. If you see 10,000, 4 zeros. Okay. Let's move back to our lesson. Number 5 here, 18,000. He asking me here to rename the number using the place value chart to help. Okay. Let's rename these numbers. We have 18,000. Let's rewrite the number here, 18,000. Okay, first of all, we have 18, right? So put it as the same, 18. After that, when you see thousands, so we're going to put 3 zeros for thousand. So our answer in standard form is 18,000. And write it here in our place value chart. Okay, number 6, we have this number 570,000, and he asked me to complete. Okay, so let's write our number here, 570,000. Okay, equals 57 watt. Okay, first of all, we have here 57 here and 57 here. So he asked about the 4 zeros here, right? So each zero equal tens, right? So the 0 before comma here is tens, right? So 0, this 0 will be 10. And the rest of zeros here, 3 zeros, it will be thousands. So our answer here is 10,000. So we're going to write 10,000 beside 57. And I'm going to fill the empty places in our place value chart here. Okay, the next one. Let's rename it. 580. We want to rename it using tens. In this case, as stated before, if you see tens, write 0. Okay? After that, cancel the zeros with these zeros. Okay? So it will be 0 with 0, cancel it out. So the remaining digits, put it here. So our answer here is 58. Okay, the next one, we have this number and we have 10,000 in the other side. Okay, how many digits in 10,000? Okay, let's write above it 10,000, 10, it will be 0, right? And 1,000, it will be 3. So it will be 4 zeros. And after that, cancel the zeros. 0 with another 0, 0 with 0, 0 with 0, and the last 0 with the last 0 here. So the remaining digits, put it here. So our answer is 74. Okay, the next one. We have here 400 for tens. Okay, let's rewrite it in standard form first. Okay, we have here 3 digits because we have hundreds, only 100, right? So 8 in hundreds place here. 4 tens, so 4 in tens place. Okay, what about ones? There is no ones. We fill it with 0, right? So our number here is 840. We have here 84 and we have 84. So this 0, we're going to write it in tens. Tens take 0. Okay, the next one, we have here 29,000. If you see thousand, you're going to put 3 zeros. So put here 29 as the same and 1,000, replace 1,000 with 3 zeros, like that. So our answer is 29,000. It's very easy, guys. Thank you for listening. Your homework will be page 35. See you later. Bye.